Hey there, wanted to let you know what the expectation is for what you're doing when you're talking with Mr. Bretzman. So what we say is that you should always try to DEG it. Can you DEG it? So what that means is, can you describe, explain, and give an example? So we believe that if you can take a dive into this learning objective and you can describe what it is, and that includes definitions and terminology and things like that. And you can explain what the impact is. How does this affect other things? How is it connected to other things? And you can give an example of that in the real world. Whether it's a hypothetical or a real example, we're talking about something specific that did happen or could happen. That's what an example is. It's not a restatement of the definition or the description. It's not a restatement of the explanation. It's actually when this happened or when it could have happened in the real world. So the example I like to give is when you talk about a description. What does it mean? It's what it looks like. So what does it look like to dress professionally? And we say, well, you got to wear a description would be shirts with collars, that's what it looks like. Khaki pants, that's what it looks like. An explanation. Why would you do that? Okay, so the explanation is, what's the impact? Well, people are expected to dress professionally so that they look nice, so they look the part. And I'm thinking about teachers because, that's what I know about. So the explanation is, they dress professionally, so they are taken as a professional person within the profession. And then give an example. Well, let's say Mr. Moker down the block here, and he wears a shirt with collars, he wears khaki pants, and some type of a dressy-er type shoe. It's not a tennis shoe or cleats or wrestling shoes or something like that. So that would be an example. There's a real person doing it. So the description is, this is what it looks like. The explanation is, this is what the effect is or the impact. And then here's an example of somebody actually doing it. So then you can apply that example. Look at Mr. Bretzman. He's wearing a collar. He's wearing khaki pants. He's wearing some type of shoes that aren't sport related, maybe. So then we can say, oh, here's the description. It's there. The explanation is there. The example is there. This is another example of that. So that's what we're looking for. We're going to talk about that in the evaluation zone. It's sort of like, you can think of it as if it were an interactive quiz, except it's not multiple choice, it's not true-false, it's not in writing, it's a conversation. And so I'll ask you about more, and I'll ask you to keep going back to get more if you need it. Or in some cases, I'll just have to explain things to you so I can make sure that I connect the dots as we're going along on this journey when you have to talk with Mr. Bretzman. Let me know in class or via email or however you want to do it. Let me know questions you have, and we'll work it out. Let's keep talking. Let's keep asking questions, and let's keep having a conversation about the content. Here we go.